everybody. If you hear any background noise in this one, it's my dad decided to start mowing the lawn, so that's what that is. But I want to do an update since I haven't seen you guys for so long. Something I've kind of been worried about a little lately. A question starting to go around: is meditation dangerous? And I know there's been lots of studies on how some people have developed severe depression, anxiety, or like psychosis disorders from spending too much time meditating. Or I guess it depends what type of person you are, because I know the Center for Contemplative or the National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health endorses meditation as an effective treatment for insomnia, depression, anxiety, ulcerative colitis, IBS, smoking cessation. Thing that is, I mean, it's definitely useful for a lot of things. Meditation is very good for overcoming obstacles. Like if your career is an artist, like music writer or something like that, meditations you'll get lots of new ideas. I'm sure that's what artists do. Like I know Salvador Dali, the surrealist painter from Spain, who's really famous, Salvador Dali. His strategy to get ideas for his paintings was he sat in a chair and had a heavy rock in his hand. He had a metal plate as feet, and he would sit in the chair until he would, sort of doze off, go to sleep. But at that second, he'd release the rock and it would hit the metal plate and make a sound, and all of a sudden he'd go into this. Well, I think astral projection, but that's another form of meditation. That's where meditation is stepping stone towards there. And I know Thomas Edison had the same thing with his inventions, except he had a metal bucket and a silver coin that he put on his forehead and it dropped, and yeah. So is meditation dangerous? I can share my experience. In my experience, it has helped me with a lot of depression and anxiety and insomnia and overcoming obstacles. Whenever you need to figure out a puzzle or something that's a quagmire in your life, something you need to figure out, or it's meditation is very effective for a lot of cessation things. Like addictions. If you're addicted to meat, if you're addicted to Oreos, if you're addicted to ice cream, or addicted to always seeing a certain person, or always saying certain things to people, telling people that you don't like them, or that they're stupid, or that saying nasty things. So meditation is about getting in the flow state, or realizing. I guess ultimately meditation is a process where you break down your pre-held misconceptions about reality, or all the stories that go into making up who you are. That's one of the things you realize with meditation now. Everything that you use to define yourself, everything that supports the ego, the identity, is just their stories about what people say about you or what you tell people, and they can always change, and there isn't just You don't have to do 3 meals a day like breakfast, lunch, dinner. There's lots of other ways to get all your nutrients. Or, I mean, you don't have to eat every day. Definitely, like it's probably not. It's a lot healthier to go a few, maybe like intermittent fast every day, or I don't know, like just don't, or don't eat as much. Like a square meal with snacks. Like, give me what I ate for breakfast today was just a lemon, and that's it. A lemon. That was it. I felt very satisfied, and I think less is more. Maybe that's one of the things you're supposed to realize with meditation. Less is more, or learning how to do more with less, or make things last. Um, I don't know. You just realize you notice a lot more things with meditation, but I mean, I can't tell you guys because wisdom is not transferable. Knowledge is. That's why you go to school, but maybe that's why they don't teach meditation in schools. I mean, they should, but. So, meditation, some people, they say they have had suicidal thoughts, and I mean, as I meditate more and more, I've had lots of derealizations, like, uh, instances where I feel really isolated from the people around me, or almost like I'm a like avatar in a video game. Like this reality isn't real or something. I feel it feels surreal, dreamlike. Yeah, it causes anxiety, fear, but remember, uh, falsehood is the or fear is always the parent of falsehood. Or falsehood is always a child of fear in one form or another. That's Alistair Crowley's quote, and that's true because I mean, fear is we live in a fear-based culture, which there's something very wrong with that. Like with the coronavirus, you're actually I think 90 or 99.8% of there's 99.8% chance you won't die from it. Like it's not a problem. People are always wearing the face masks and they're putting up those barriers at the stores around the clerk. Um, so times have not become more violent, just more televised. That's a Marilyn Manson quote. So again about fear. One of the things meditation actually does on a physical level is it shrinks the amygdala. The amygdala is the center in the brain responsible for emotional responses and like fear like things. So what I've heard from some people who were in psychology class that meditation is basically your body healing itself. So yes, there are many benefits to it, and I don't know. Some people say they have more and more suicidal thoughts, and um, so I guess it matters which type of meditations you do, because I mean there are like as many types of meditations as there are I don't know stars in the sky or origami is a form of meditation as long as you actually know it, like you have memorized. You don't need to look back to a book to figure it out. Or I guess gardening is sort of a meditation. Like any skill where you don't really have to think about it, you've just memorized it like muscle memory. It's just that's meditation. Playing the piano, I guess if you don't have to think about it when you've played it a bunch of times, I guess playing any instrument if you've memorized a song, I guess even carving wood if you're just doing one repetitive motion. Painting, drawing, like coloring, um, I guess stirring a pot of, I don't know, water, I guess swimming if you're really good at it and don't really need to think about it. I guess you using clay to make things. Um, Doing Tai Chi, like just back and forth motions, or listening to music if that's the only thing you're doing. Just if you're calm, listening to music, especially if it's repetitive, like classical music by Chopin or Beethoven, Mozart. Um, uh, yeah, so I feel like those more moving meditations are things where it's not just like you sit down in a really dark room and you try to think about nothing, even though mind likes to think a lot. It's crazy monkey. They call it monkey mind. So most people, when they think of meditation, just sit in a quiet room, try to clear your mind, and um, I don't know, just maybe light a candle. I mean, I feel like it's easier when you light a candle or when you have a certain object to focus on. Like, if you actually can see a crystal and you're trying to. I mean, one of the meditations I do, I sit in front of a small object for, I don't know, like 30 minutes. And I just try to move it with my mind the whole time, visualizing it moving. And, so when you have something to focus on, like an actual object, certain visualization to do, it makes it a whole lot easier, or probably less stressful, because, I mean, meditation does, I'm not gonna lie, there are people, some types of people that they experience lots of, I don't know, like, I don't know, meditation's allowing your emotional build-up to come, like, maybe that's why it's not good to suppress your emotions, because eventually it's just gonna come up and you might do something rash, or might shoot some people. No, please don't do that. You might, I don't know, do drugs or go out running naked, or I don't know, something crazy. Break something, throw tantrum. So, meditate regularly, especially the art kind, like paint and write poetry and read and, yeah, do art stuff. Be cathartic. Have a cathartic day. Be cathartic.